This is a video about solving linear equations, and a linear equation is just one that looks something like this. 3x plus 4 equals 11. This is a really simple linear equation. But I'm not going to start there. I'm going to come back to that in a minute and start with something that's even simpler. If I told you that x plus 2 equaled 8, could you tell me what x was? I think you probably could. I think you'd probably say x was 6. Question is, how did you know? Well, you knew because you knew that 6 plus 2 was equal to 8. But kind of what you did probably was you probably thought, well, I need to take 2 away from 8. And if I can do that, it will tell me what x is. So what you've done is you've thought to yourself, if x plus 2 equals 8, then x has got to equal 8 minus 2. And there are lots of ways to describe this. One way is to say that you are subtracting 2 from both sides. The other way is to say that you're taking this minus 2, you're taking this plus 2, and you're moving it to this side and making it a minus. So it becomes minus 2. We sometimes call that change side, change sign. Thing works with other simple equations, so we'll do another one. We'll do it down here. If we've got x minus 4 equals 11, this is another equation. We've got x minus 4 equals 11. What's the same kind of change side, change sign we're going to have to do? Well, we're thinking if x take away 4 is 11, then x must equal, surely x must equal 11 plus 4. So we've moved the minus 4 over to this side and we've made it a plus when we did it. So we get that x equals 15. This change side, change sign, or we could say we're adding 4 to both sides, and then on this side we get x minus 4 plus the 4, and then the 4's disappear. This change side, change sign is one of the basic ideas that we need to get hold of. Okay. The second basic idea looks like this. If I tell you that 2x is equal to 10, can you tell me what x is? 2 times x equals 10, what's x? And probably because you know 2 times 5 equals 10, I hope you can say that x is 5. Well, actually what you're doing is you're doing the same kind of change side, change sign thing. You're actually saying x is 10 divided by 2. So x is 5. Now, I have to say, when we're doing proper maths, we very rarely use a divide sign. Very rarely. We would almost certainly write that as 10 over 2. 10 divided by 2. We very rarely write that, and I won't write that again in this video. So if we've got something else, if we've got 3x equals 12, we're going to say that x equals 12 over 3. So x equals 4. And again, this is a change side, change sign. On this side, the 2 is being timesed. On this side, we're dividing by 2. So we're moving from timesing on one side to dividing on the other. So it's still kind of a change side, change sign thing. The way we solve simple linear equations is to put those two ideas together. So we've got 3x plus 4 equals 22. First thing I'm going to do is get the x's on their own by moving any numbers all onto the one side. So I've got this plus 4 here. I can't do a division through, so I'm going to take this plus 4 and move it over here. That's going to be the first thing I do. So I'm going to leave the 3x here. I'm going to move the 4 to the other side, and when I move it, I have to change its sign. So I'm left with 3x equals 18. And now I can do the thing that I did a minute ago, which is to say that x equals 18 over 3. So x equals 6. And now, if you track that back through, 3 lots of 6 is 18, plus 4 is 22. So we've just kind of reverse engineered this process. We've done it by manipulating where the numbers go. Now we've moved the 4 over to here and made it a minus. We've moved the 3 over to here and we've divided by it instead of timesing by it. And we get ourselves the answer that does actually fit with this equation. Remember that solving the equation is not just about finding a value of x. It's about finding the value of x that works in this equation. We'll do another one. 7x minus 4 equals 10. First thing we want to do is get the x's on their own on one side. So 7x, I'm going to leave 7x here, and I'm going to move this 4 over to this side, and because I've moved it over, I'm going to change its sign. So I go from minus 4 to plus 4. And that's going to give me 7x equals 14. And now I can do my dividing through. I've got 7 times x is 14, so x must be 14 over 7. So x equals 2. We'll check that the x equals 2 works in here. So 7 times 2 is 14, take away 4 does equal 10, so we've got it right. In both of the examples we've seen in this video, the dividing through worked really nicely. It just gave us a whole number at the end. It doesn't matter if it doesn't. Right? Suppose we have 4x plus 2 equals 9. So we're going to play the same game, and I'll do it a bit quicker this time. I want to get the x's on their own, so I'm going to take this plus 2 and I'm going to move it over here and make it a minus. So I'm going to have 4x equals 7. And now I'm going to take the 4 and divide it through, so I'm going to have x equals 7 over 4. And you know what, as a mathematician, I'm going to stop there. 7 over 4 is a perfectly good number. You could, I suppose, if you put that in your calculator and do the division, you would probably get 1.75. That wouldn't be wrong. I'd just as soon leave it as this, because there's no worries about it being a funny looking fraction. That's fine. You could even, I suppose, say 1 3/4, but I wouldn't ever write that. I wouldn't ever write that. It's just difficult to manipulate. Probably, I'd just prefer you to write this. Okay? So it doesn't matter if you don't get a whole number. If you get a funny looking fraction, that's fine. And that's how to solve really simple linear equations.